Always wanted to do that. Okay, I'm calling to order the Planning Board regular meeting on Thursday, October 13th, 2022, 9:30 a.m. Good morning. Please silence your cell phones if you haven't already. Town Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Member Chinatsky,
Here.
Member Brown, Member Powell, Member DeMoss,
Present.
Member Adwar,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Mendelson,
Present.
Town Attorney Rubin. Thank you.
All rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seated? Okay. Approval of the minutes of August 11th, 2022. Are there any corrections to the minutes of August 11th, 2022? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of August 11th? Second. There's a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. Minutes are approved. Unfinished business, we have none.
Excuse me,
Yes.
we
Oh.
need to do the approval of the agenda.
Oh, I didn't see that on my script.
You don't have it on the script?
Oh, I think I hit it on my old script.
It's
I
here,
did.
number 4.
Number 4. Okay, I have 3 and I go to 7. I'm missing a page. Okay, sorry. I had it on my old one. I'm missing page 4 out of here. All right, let's go back to approval of the agenda. Is there a call for a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's approved. Swearing in of the public. For those giving testimony, please stand and raise your right hands to be sworn in by the town clerk to provide testimony for the application you are affiliated with. Also, for those providing testimony via Zoom after being sworn in, you will be placed in a virtual waiting room until the application you are affiliated with is heard. Town clerk.
By the authority vested in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. And we have no Zoom participants. There are no Zoom participants.
Okay, next is public comment. The public can now have 5 minutes to speak, not with respect to the agenda items, but just generally. Anybody want to speak about anything else? Okay, no public comment. Okay, we approve the minutes out of order, so now we'll go on. Number 8, unfinished business, we have none. So now we go to new business. Development application number 21-0015, William R. Thomas. Application 21-0015 by William R. Thomas, Unlimited Permit Services, Inc. for a special exception approval to install a 500 square foot dock for the property located at 1005 Russell Drive. Does any board member have any ex parte communications to disclose? Okay, hearing none. I now open the public hearing. Town Planner Allen, present your recommendations regarding the application, please.
Very good. Good morning.
Good morning.
For the record, Ingrid Allen, Town Planner, if we could please pull up the PowerPoint. Thank you. Linelda, can we maybe take off the left side of the, or not, so we can make that PowerPoint bigger or not? There you go. That's right. There you go. Okay. So let's go ahead and just start with the aerials very quickly. Here you have the first aerial. This is all in your backup. This is the property in question. I have another aerial which zooms into the rear of the property. You have the existing dock. As indicated earlier, this is a request to install a 500 square foot dock. It's actually replacing a dock that is 430.5 square feet. Here you have the survey of the property. I've gone ahead and just put a little note here where the existing dock is. Pretty, easy to see that. Also, you'll see on the plans this existing deck, which is being replaced. I did indicate in your staff reports that this deck, we've noted it and it's included in the details, just for reference purposes only. This deck, the pilings are on land. They're not in the water, so they don't require planning board approval. They're not an accessory marine facility, but due to their proximity to the dock, they're in the plans. Again, more for reference purposes. Again, here you have the proposed dock. These are the dock details. Again, it's 125 feet by 4. Some more dock details. And there you have that deck right here. As I indicated in your staff report, the applicant has received both Florida Department of Environmental Protection as well as Army Corps of Engineer authorization. Those file numbers are on page 12 of your staff report. I also made a note in your staff report that in the descriptions for both the FDEP permit and the Army Corps permit, you'll see a reference to a 300-foot or linear foot seawall cap. Now, the special exception of application that they have submitted, the development order application, you will see is just for the dock. It's not for the seawall cap. So I just want to make that very clear in the staff report. If the property owners decide to move forward in the future with a seawall cap, they will then, per town code, have to come before the planning board to get approval for that. The dock does not require any side setbacks because the property is zoned residential multifamily low density. And as the board may already be familiar with, the code does not require any side setback for a multifamily low density zoning district. Staff has reviewed the applicant's proposed request. It is consistent with the zoning code, which is chapter 30. Including the special exception criteria found in section 30-36 where applicable, and the town's comprehensive plan. Now, following an approval by the planning board and prior to initiation of construction, the applicant will be required to obtain a building permit from the building department, and pursuant to section 30-21G of the town code, commencement of construction shall be initiated within 2 years following the date of approval by the planning board. Staff is recommending approval of the 500 square foot dock. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to address them.
Do any of the board members have any questions for?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this dock going to be raised or is it going to be at the same level?
I believe it is at the same level. Yes,
But we're not addressing the seawall, right?
correct. It's not part of the application, right, to the town.
Any other questions from the board?
Seawalls remain.
Correct.
It's now time for the applicant presentation. And provide your name and affiliation.
Good morning, William R. Thomas, Unlimited Permit Services, 9001 Northeast First Street, Pompano Beach, Florida, and I'm here to answer whatever questions you may have.
Anybody have any questions? Yes.
Is there a reason why you haven't raised the dock? The existing seawall is there, I understand, but is there a reason why you didn't raise it?
Because what the town requires the seawall to be raised so high, the cap would be higher than his pool deck. So he doesn't want the dock to be higher than the pool deck.
You have to come up there and,
Yes.
yeah, you have to be sworn in. Yeah. Let's finish. Yes. Any other questions for this person? Okay. Then you can come up and, yes, you have to be sworn. You have to first be sworn.
Stand to the podium, raise your right hand. By the authority vesting in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do. Yeah, the main reason why we originally planned to go up 1 foot. Because we could have maybe gone up 1.5.
Wait, can you say your name and?
My name is
Yeah.
Jerry Wolf.
Yeah.
I'm president of Villa Del Alto Property Owners. And we wanted to go up 1 foot. We were approved by the Army Corps of Engineers to go up the foot, only to find out after waiting because of COVID, we had huge delays with the Army Corps. We were delayed over 10 months with them. This project actually started, we signed a contract back in February of 21. That's how long this has been going. We've gotten nothing done up to this point because of all the delays. Needless to say, only to find out that then after going through the process, getting approved, we were told we would now have to go up 3.5 feet. Having to do that, the property could not withstand going up 3, it would have destroyed the pool. Not to mention, based on the way our property looks over the intracoastal, it would have affected our view, probably would have knocked out, if we had to have walls going up to protect that area, it would have been easily knocking out 30 to 35% of our view of the intracoastal. That's not what the people bought into, obviously. It would have destroyed the whole view. It's not like having a high rise where you can go look down with just a 2-story building. So we had to pass on doing it. We would have loved to have done it, at least gone up 1 foot. It would have helped protect our property. But we were told that it was a no. It was a no-go by different individuals. Inspector told us, we spoke with him, he came on the property. He said, it's not going to get approved. That was his quote to me. So
So I have a question for you then. If you wanted to raise your seawall and you wanted to raise it a proportionate amount, who told you that you couldn't, that you had to raise it only 3.5 feet? You couldn't raise it 1 foot or 1.5
we
feet?
were told, Ingrid mentioned it along with the inspector. We had them even come on our property to take a look at our situation. And to us, not only was the delay, that hurt us not being able, we wanted to improve their property by going up 1 foot. That's what our original contract was. And at the same time, expenses, I don't have to tell you what inflation did to us, all delays, wound up with additional cost of probably around $20,000 just to do what we previously would have been doing anyway.
Ingrid, is there a reason why you,
Why you have to
why
go
you
up
told him
3.5
that?
feet?
Yeah, why that was
Sure.
true? Yeah, we're gonna let Ingrid, yeah.
Happy to
Yeah.
address the question. Yes, so per the town code, section 61-128, the board may be familiar. The seawall on the west side of A1A has to be at base flood elevation or higher. The base flood elevation for this particular property is 6 feet. So initially, yes, the application that initially was submitted was to do the seawall cap. Staff's comment was, you're not consistent with this code section. And then the applicants decided then to not move forward with it. But that is what the code requires, and staff is here to implement the code.
So if you are replacing your seawall, you have to go up to that, was that NAV?
It's base flood elevation, right? 6 feet NAVD.
So they would have to go up 3.5
Yes.
feet in order to do any
Right.
work to the.
Right. If you want to add a cap, you have to comply with code. We have plenty of seawalls out there, right, that are not in compliance.
Even though the
Right.
foundational plan of the home is below that elevation.
Mhm, that's correct.
To finish up, my wife and I, we walked many of the streets where you have townhouses. After this, we were turned down that way, going that route. And I can tell you, 80 to 90% of the older homes are not going to meet and won't be able to go up, which to me says, in general, if we're not able to go up 2, 3, or 4, whatever, 3.5 feet, then you can't improve the property. Basically, you're not going to prevent. It's better to be able to go up 1 and 1.5 feet, in my view anyway, that will at least give us some additional protection for years to come. And we are actually, most of our property is set back. The buildings itself are set back, as you could, well, if you were able to see, we're set back from the waterway in a sense, and we even have a different walls protecting us further. But that's not obviously the seawall, okay, it's the cap. So nonetheless, that's what the we were told and we're,
So-
we've had to live with that.
So this is a code issue if the town wants to change the code because it's counterproductive, then we can talk about that to the.
Well, I mean, you could have always applied to the Adjustments and Exceptions Board, whatever the name of that board is. so.
We
Yeah.
considered that, but the comment that was made at the time to me, when when the inspector, he actually made a comment. He said he himself would not, the likeliness of it getting approved was not good. And he said that at the time that he would not vote for it himself. That was the quote to me.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, can I just add to that? The requirement of base flood elevation or higher is in chapter 6. You cannot get a variance from chapter 6. You can only get a variance from the zoning code, dimensional requirements in the zoning code, chapter 30.
So
Can't get it
that's
from chapter 6.
You have to change
No
the
variance is
code,
allowed.
change
Correct.
the
It would be a
code
code
or.
amendment.
Right. Yeah. Yes,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Yes,
I do a lot of work, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. Most of my work is marine construction and most of the cities are requiring any seawall work for the seawall to be raised. Fort Lauderdale by 2035, every home that's on the water has to be raised to elevation 5.0. So this is something that's happening everywhere. It's not specific to Highland Beach. So it's happening and everybody that does any work to the seawall has to raise it up. I live on the water, king tide, it comes over the seawall and into your yard. So
okay, well,
what we do have to look forward to protecting the shore or whatever.
Great.
Broward County is 5.0,
The city of Fort Lauderdale,
but this is 6.0.
I know,
but again, it's a code change, so.
every city has a different building code. I wish that everybody had the same zoning code and building code, but it doesn't happen.
Move to, right. Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions for anybody? Okay. Hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to approve, the conditions, or a motion to deny the request? I'll make a motion to approve. Okay. You want to take a roll call,
Sure.
please?
Vice Chairperson Mendelson,
Yes.
Member Powell,
Yes.
Member Adwar,
Yes.
Member Chinaski,
Yes.
Member Demas.
Yes.
And Member Brown.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. So. Okay. Development application number 22-0006, David C. Joseph Jr. Application number 22-0006 by David C. Joseph Jr. for the special exception approval to install a 10,000-pound capacity boat lift for a property located at 1100 Highland Beach Drive, Apartment A. Does any board member have any ex parte communications to disclose? Okay. At this time, I open the public hearing. Town Planner Allen, please present your recommendations.
Okay, can we pull the PowerPoint? I'm sorry, Linda. Yeah. There we go. Oh, we'll have to move it forward just 1 second. Okay, so again, we'll start off with the aerial of the property. Like to always show the zoom in of the rear. This is obviously the dock area. So this request again is a 10,000-pound capacity lift. This is specifically an elevator boat lift. Let's go ahead and take a look at the survey. Here is the survey of the property. They've gone ahead and identified in the survey the actual proposed lift right here. Again, this is a residential multifamily low density zoning district, so there is no setback requirement for the boat lift. Here's a little bit better version of the proposed lift right here. I've delineated it in red. And again, the boat lift right here, a little more zoomed in if you wish. The applicant has obtained FDEP and Army Corps authorizations. As usual, I provided a table of those file numbers on page 75 of your packets. The applicant is, or I should say, the application is consistent with the definition of boat lift, which is provided in section 30-131 of the town code. I provided the definition again on page 75 of your packets. That definition indicates that the lift cannot be higher than the superstructure of the boat when lifted. Here you have the boat lift detail, and I've gone ahead and highlighted in blue. It's a little shade of blue, maybe a little bit hard for you all to see. But again, this specific boat lift detail is in your packet. The height of the superstructure of the boat when lifted is 8 feet 8 inches. And the height of the lift itself is at 7 feet 3 inches. So again, the lift is not higher than the superstructure of the boat when lifted. Staff has reviewed the applicant's proposed requests and finds that the project is consistent with the zoning code, including the special exception criteria of section 30-36 where applicable, and the town comprehensive plan. Following approval by the planning board and prior to initiation of the construction, the applicant will be required to obtain a building permit from the department, from the building department. And pursuant to section 30-21G, of the town code, commencement of construction shall be initiated within 2 years following the date of approval by the planning board. Staff does recommend approval of the boat lift based on plan state stamp received September 29th, 2022. I'll be glad to address any questions, and the applicant is here as well to address any questions.
Does any board member have questions for staff? Hearing none. Would you like to make a presentation? Or two, but state your name and your address and affiliation and
David Joseph, 1100 Highland Beach Drive, Unit A. And I'm the current owner of the property. A boat lift is required in that, I would say required in that area because it is a no wake zone or wake zone, you want to call it, because the boats come by very fast through that property. And I want to thank the city for putting the boats out there with the police to slow people down. I will tell you that. So I do need a lift in there. I can't put any other type of structure there for the boat at all.
does any of the board members have any?
Do you own both units?
I don't, I had a relationship with the neighbor next door. That's my ex-son-in-law next door.
Son?
I
guess
so.
Okay, well, he's not here. so-
No,
Um,
maybe on Zoom.
Yeah. Okay, no, they said no one was on Zoom. So does anybody, any of the board members, there's nobody else here, have any questions for the applicants? Anything else for town planner? Okay, hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to approve, a motion to approve with conditions, or a motion to deny the request?
Make a motion that we approve the.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Okay, member Demas,
Yes.
member Chinovsky,
Yes.
member Adwar,
Yes.
member Brown, member Powell,
Yes.
and Vice Chairperson Mendelson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
There you go.
Great. So we have some announcements. October 18th at 1:30 is the town commission meeting. October 27th, 11:30 a.m. is the financial advisory board regular meeting. November 2nd, 9:30 a.m., our next planning board regular meeting. And if anybody doesn't have any further, yes.
Yes, I did want to advise the board of the upcoming public input meetings regarding those amendment concepts to the accessory marine facilities. If you have seen the October 2022 Managers Minute, you'll see a write-up about these upcoming public meetings. I just wanted to make that announcement to the board. They will be held, we'll have 3 meetings of equal content. They will be November 9th, 10th, and December 7th. They'll all be at 6 p.m. at the town library. And we'll be sending out notices to all the residents in the town. It'll be in a postcard format. And again, the point of the meeting is to get public input. This was the direction that we got from the commission. Before you all discuss it at a public meeting, the amendment, they want to obviously get input from the residents. So I just wanted to advise you, if you haven't looked at the manager's minute, it's in there. The manager's minute is also available on the town website.
what time are they?
6 PM.
6.
Yeah.
And well,
The ninth-
where, and is the proposed amendment on the website somewhere? to
Well,
read or-
again, the proposed amendments, if you remember, you all, I think, looked at it just from, it was more of a background thing.
Before we went on
Right,
our
because,
tour.
right, the direction from the commission was for you all just to, go out on the boat and come up with some sort of review process for you all. If you go on the town website, you could click on the agendas icon, and if you go to the March 15th, 2022 Town Commission meeting, you'll see that there's an agenda item that talks about the introduction to the proposed amendments. They're listed there. Obviously, when we have the public input meetings, there'll be a PowerPoint. Those amendment concepts will be on the PowerPoint. We'll be looking at each amendment concept. But if you want to kind of be proactive, again, go to that March 15, 2022 Town Commission meeting. It's an introduction item, again, with the title Proposed Amendments to the Town Code of Ordinances regarding accessory marine facilities. sort
Now,
of
are you
long, but-
giving proposals that night, those nights?
Again, we're just going with the amendment concepts. It's really to get input from what the residents feel about, changing possible setbacks, right? Encroachments into the waterway. Those were those concepts that were proposed by the previous vice mayor, Greg Bobby. So we'll be rolling with those and getting input from residents on what their thoughts are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right, if there's nothing else, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 9:56. Thank you all.
Thank you. Huh? Yeah, we earned our 25, didn't we?